three backs behind him. To the outside, ETN. First down and a ton more, and stays in bounds to the 15-yard line.
What a call.
Very interesting and unique stuff. And this time he gets popped, ETN, at the line of scrimmage, that time by Morgan Fox. Meanwhile, Jacksonville can set their sights likely on Kansas City. Here we go for the win. Got it, but there's a flag down.
Super wild card weekend, the kids are calling it these days, because wild card weekend wasn't a simple enough alliteration. The NFL wanted to ruin it by being annoying, so we let the wrong people have opinions at meetings. This is interesting to see. A daily sports podcast, news, narratives, takes, gambling. And it was a good weekend of football. Usually wild card weekend has one or two, perhaps close games, and a couple ass kickings. This weekend had it all. There's one ass kicking, but even in that ass kicking, the team that ended up getting their ass kicked was winning at halftime, so at least that was engaging. And you'll hear right there, remember, this is Jacksonville needing to go like 6-1 down the stretch to win a playoff game. They come from down 27-0 to kick a field goal for the win after going for a 2-point conversion when they didn't need to. And so instead of playing for the tie, they're playing for the win. And here is how Al Michaels called that game-winning field goal. Remember, this is not the Patriots' routine playoff win. This is the Jaguars. Listen to Al Michaels here.
Jacksonville can set their sights likely on Kansas City. Here we go for the win.
So the story over the weekend is that he's done. I know that Thursday Night Football this year kind of kicked his ass, but NBC had him for one more game. So I guess it's totally possible that he was phoning it in because he hates them, because there was some contract disputey stuff going on last year. But he's done. Of all of the old has-beens out there this weekend, he is the oldest has-beeniest of all of them. Another old has-been, though, was Brady. Last night, that game, the Cowboys and the Buccaneers, Tom Brady threw an interception that looked like, and this is from Dov Kleiman, who's a good NFL source of stuff. He says Brady looks like he's trying to throw this ball away. Here, I'll play it for you.
Against him.
So,
second and goal, Brady pulls it down.
He does look like he's trying to get it out of the back of the end zone. There's nowhere to go with the ball. And look at, there's literally nobody over there. He looks like he's trying to throw the ball away, but he's about to get hit as he does it.
Second and goal, Brady pulls it down, now throws it.
Oh, buddy, noodle arm, holy shit. So Brady's done. I mean, he looks, these last couple months have had some comebacks, and that's cute, but he's done, and we're all done with him, and there's really nothing left to talk about. The Cowboys kicked their ass. The Bucs last night played exactly the way they played all year, where they're just not very good. They were never very good, which is weird because they have some good players. The Bills and Dolphins. Man, the Bills flirted with death there for Skylar Thompson, the rookie third-string quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. You can make the argument. You could absolutely make the argument that the Dolphins should have won that game, and if Tua had been there, they probably beat the Bills pretty handily. I don't know what's going on with the Bills. They're limping to the finish line. They've got injuries. Obviously, DeMar Hamlin situation will mess with their brains, but they're also missing DeMar Hamlin, who's really good. This is Mike McDaniel, who appears to be vaping on the sideline. So I'm going to play it for you. We'll mute it. Watch him. It looks like he's trying to sneak a vape here. Look at him. There he is. He's looking. He's vaping. Which I'm sure the NFL is like, hey, what the fuck, dude? We can't do tobacco on the sideline on one hand. On the other hand, it looks really soft for it to be vape. On another hand, the Dolphins were having trouble all day with their play calls, getting in on time. They had a delay of game on 4th and inches with the game on the line. He just did not have his shit together. And part of it's Skylar Thompson, but Broski's vaping on the sideline, man. He's been a fun change of pace, breath of fresh air. Gross. What the fuck are you doing, bud? Not head coach stuff there. As of this morning, Brandon Staley has not been fired after the 27-point lead he surrendered with the Jacksonville Jaguars. People don't think that he will be, although I contend that he should. Everyone was the play caller. Like, yeah, well, he hired that fucking guy, and that guy wasted prime Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson, Reggie Bush, and there's someone else, Golden Tate. Wasted those guys. Just wasted them. Just sucked at coaching. Then he goes to New Orleans where he's the offensive coordinator, quote unquote, which doesn't mean anything. It's just Sean Payton doing whatever he wants. And now he's with the Chargers where he's got Herbert and Mike Williams and Austin Eckler. And then get this, he sucks again. To have a 27-point lead, it makes it look like they were playing really well. Jacksonville had some weird bounces and stuff. It wasn't at all in any way a real 27-point lead. But the Chargers are going to keep him, allegedly. I don't know. I mean, one of the worst hires I can remember. These hires are the worst because the teams are good enough that they look competitive, so it's hard to screw it up. Similar to Cliff Kingsbury, I think Cliff Kingsbury did a much better job coaching than Brandon Staley. I don't think it's close. I think Cliff came in with specific philosophies and he tried. I think Brandon Staley's just getting bullied and he doesn't know what's up or down. He's a defensive head coach, and you'll hear the reason that the media likes him is because he doesn't come from a background of playing or coaching football. He comes from a background of like math and being a nerd, and the nerds love him for that because what he represents is that I could know as much as these people who have been gatekeeping me forever. No. Nope, you can't because you have to. I mean, the locker room culture and being part of the brethren and stuff that matters, but the media people really like him because like, oh, he did it, maybe I could do it. Like, no, fucking loser, you can't, and neither can he. He doesn't get it. It's been clear from day one he doesn't get it. The other important thing about this is that defensive head coaches don't get it. The only question you have to ask a guy that is from a defensive side of the ball when they're interviewing for head coaching position is, okay, tell me about the offensive plan. I don't care about any of this other garbage, defense, whatever. I don't care. It does not matter. What's the plan on offense? Because that wins. There are 8 teams left in the playoffs. 7 of them have offensive head coaches. The other one has Josh Allen. It's literally that simple. I'm bummed that the Chargers lost that game. I'm not. I was rooting for the Jaguars the whole time. But they did make this really cool social media video. I'll play it for YouTube right here. Watch this.
Do you feel like the Chargers
This is excellent hype video. So the tweet says noted, and it's just...
are cooked? Are they done?
Yeah, I feel like they're done.
So it's like a receipt, like when you order at a restaurant, it says they're done. And the whole video...
No. I'm tired of talking about this team, and they never do anything. So
they never do something.
I can't imagine the Chargers winning this one.
I can't imagine the Chargers winning this one.
I don't think they could beat anyone.
Injuries have already stopped and sunk the Chargers season. It's over.
It's over.
Big facts. They don't play a lot of defense.
They don't play a lot of defense. Like this video is
Chargers overrated.
I'm not impressed.
Absolutely bullshit.
This video is outstanding. I love it. It is outstanding. Great job from the social media team. A terrible job from the football team. But alas, what can you do? 27-point lead was the third biggest comeback in NFL history for the playoffs. We did have another scary situation in the NFL last night. It's tough to tell what is an abundance of caution versus what is a really tragic situation. Russell Gage was carted off on a stretcher, where I guess he was boarded and then loaded onto a cart and carted off for a concussion and possible neck injury. Didn't seem to be as serious as some other neck injuries. I don't really have any other information for you other than that's what happened, and they're checking him out. So he was at the hospital. Right now he's got a concussion. They're just looking for neck and back injury. So he got knocked out in the game, which is a bummer, and it just keeps happening. And this theory of the helmets being used as weapons, and if the helmets weren't as protective, that the players wouldn't use them as weapons as much, is kind of starting to take hold and be really fascinating. Okay, Bengals and Ravens have another game with a third-string quarterback, or backup quarterback, I believe, and the team with that quarterback on the road maybe should have won. Like the Dolphins probably should have beat the Bills. Well, the Ravens should have beat the Bengals. We are late in the fourth quarter, and that play from the open, the Ravens are about a really long yard, almost 2 yards out from scoring a touchdown. The quarterback reaches over. Logan Wilson shouts to Wyoming, punches it out. It falls into the arms of Sam Hubbard. So not only do you get the turnover, but it's a 99-yard, 14-point swing. So like, watch this real quick and just how far away Tyler Huntley is. Look at Sam Hubbard. He needs oxygen on the sideline. So there it is. Watch this. He's up and over, reaching out. See, there's a quarterback right here. He's reaching out, and it's just poked out by Logan Wilson. There's Logan Wilson. There's a ball poke. It just falls into the arms of 94 right here. He's like, wait, you got to be shitting me. What? And then there's no one there, and then Mark Andrews almost catches him, and there's like, maybe maybe a block in the back right there. Sam, I know you never look at this, but this point right here for Sam Hubbard, this is when you look at the Jumbotron and you just zig to your right. But a little bit of a block in the back they got away with. Just a baby block in the back. 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter right there. So the Bengals, they hold on to win. Ravens are tough, but the real story is that the Harbaughs are dicks. Let's listen to John Harbaugh be mean to the sideline reporter.
Think about that last penalty.
Well, I didn't like the last penalty.
And so what will you tell your guys defensively?
We'll be fine. Our guys will be fine. It's going to be a hard-fought game out here. We're going to play a good game.
And Tyler Huntley with that interception, you said we might see Anthony Brown. What will that take?
We'll just see how the game goes, okay? Thanks.
Thanks, John.
Coaches like him have a tough time understanding that they're not coaches to other people. You know, I don't have to respect you. You're just a dude. And she's just a lady doing her job. Yeah, the Harbaugh brothers are assholes. They're dicks. They're just dicks. The report of Jim Harbaugh begging the Panthers to interview him, them interviewing him for like 20 minutes and be like, oh, okay, thanks, great, bye, and then moving on was just hilarious. I don't know if he's actually trying to go back to the NFL, but what a bad look for an organization that's that confused to be like, yeah, you know what we don't want is you. And John's acting like that. John's a good football coach, but not a great one. Otherwise, they'd win a lot more games and be a lot closer to winning Super Bowls. Facts is facts. Lamar Jackson, the rumors are circulating around the Ravens that Lamar Jackson, and this is a good talking point for you, it very much seems like a holdout or hold in. People think that he's not 100%, but that he was good to play. So the way that it works is after your third regular season, you can start negotiation tactics per the CBA, which means you can hold out, hold in. A hold in is where you kind of fake an injury, which I don't know that Lamar's faking it, but it very much seems like the whispers and stuff from around his teammates are that it seems very much like he was able to play. He just didn't want to because he wants an enormous deal. Deshaun Watson has the biggest fully guaranteed contract in NFL history. He is first, second highest paid quarterback of all time, but his entire deal is fully guaranteed, and that's what Lamar wants. The NFL is furious at the Browns for doing that deal. The Browns are desperate and sad and a soulless organization for doing that. And now the rest of the league's like, now we got to do that. So that's what Lamar wants. He doesn't have an agent, so nobody can kind of pass information. I'm sure the Ravens offered him a deal that's completely fair, but Lamar wants to be the biggest, highest paid quarterback. And I think this is where we're going to see the pin kind of come out of the grenade on these quarterback contracts, where you look at the Rams paid Jared Goff too much money, the Eagles paid Carson Wentz too much money, the Lions arguably paid Matthew Stafford too much money, and now the Ravens are like, we actually don't fucking need you. We'll just get another version of you. They can tag him and pay him an insane amount of money for 1 year. They can trade him. He can hold out. He can do the thing where he sits out for a year. That's kind of what Deshaun Watson did. Remember, Le'Veon Bell did that. But it seems like Lamar didn't want to play at the end of the season. That's what it seems like. That he wouldn't have been at 100%, but that he probably could have played. But what it very much looks like is that he can't stay healthy. So this is going to be a contentious offseason. There's going to be shades of racism around this conversation, but the biggest issue, I'm sure that plays a factor in how people are going to handle this, but the biggest issue for me is that Broski doesn't have an agent. So there's nothing going on behind the scenes that can get leaked and reported in a way that's beneficial to him. The Giants beat the Vikings. The Vikings are frauds. We'll end on this game. They are frauds. They've been frauds all year. And like I've said all year, what that means is that you can pick your spot. So this is what happened. The Giants were a good enough team to upset the fraud team. Usually what happens is the fraud team makes it just a little further, and then they get just blasted by an actual football team. So the Giants will play the Eagles next weekend, not the Vikings. It is 4th and 8. The ball is about at midfield. I have this on the screen. And Kirk Cousins, who's had objectively the best year of his career, with Justin Jefferson and T.J. Hawkinson and Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook and all these guys on the Vikings. And this is what they do.
4th and 8, game on the line. Cousins.
He throws it under fucking Neath to T.J. Hawkinson for some reason is running a 3-yard route.
Hawkinson.
That is the season on the line. The season is on the line, and he throws that ball.
Giants will take over.
They are frauds. They have been frauds all year. And the worst part about being frauds, if you're a fan of the fraud team, is that the entire season is just filled with everyone telling you you're frauds, and nobody ever enjoys it. But you know what? It's because you're fucking frauds. Oh, man, the Vikings. That's tough. They're never going to win a Super Bowl because the Ravens are trying to overpay their quarterback or trying not to. Vikings overpay their guy. Look yourself in the mirror. Will Kirk Cousins ever win a Super Bowl? No. I mean, no. Not at that money. If he takes like a 40% pay cut, maybe. But no, absolutely not. Back and better than ever tomorrow.